Hi guys. All right, so Libras, I just thought I would do a quick bonus for you guys. I don't know why, but it was just actually I've had a weird headache all day, to be honest with you, and I don't know, not like Libras give me a headache or anything. I don't know why I'm associating that, but it's just I had been thinking all day that I was going to get a Libra video out at the beginning of the day, and just so many things went wrong today I didn't get to, and that kind of like bugged me that I wasn't able to do what I intended to. So like I think just like low grade like annoyance or something gave me that little stress headache. But anyway, so let's see if me taking care of the things I wanted to take care of today alleviate my stress. We've got the Four of Cups, even though I was fumbling it like mad. This is a disappointment, deep disappointment. Somebody's in their cave. Somebody's in the cave of shame, the cave of disappointment, the cave of missed opportunity, the devil, and they're sitting in it. They're stewing in it. Man, this is the disappointment is made them pull back and hide, but now the devil energy is like something unpleasant rising to the surface from their subconscious. Wait a minute, is this somebody's guilt? That's what it feels like. Nine of Cups in the reverse. I couldn't read that unless I turned it. Ace of Cups upright. So somebody's been hiding out, feeling super disappointed. And then not only in this stagnancy, in this isolation, have they recognized they're disappointed, they've become aware of, I think they've become aware of just how toxic their own behavior was, and that their own toxicity, it's almost like it's dawning on them like, oh my God, I said those things. I acted that way. They're miserable, I would argue to say. They're absolutely miserable about this because they have all this love now, and where do they put it? Where do they put it? You know, it's interesting because even though this is a Nine of Cups, you notice how we have two faces, two people staring at each other? This person, they made some epic mistake. Their own behavior is what lost them the thing that they wanted. And the thing that they wanted, maybe for the sake of indulgence, is actually they're realizing the thing that their heart really wanted with a very pure intention. It was real love. It wasn't just, give me some of that good. I just want this. No. They sabotaged. We have an Eight of Coins. We have the Emperor. Wow. So this is the part that's ironic, right? Because the very reason someone is now able to identify the mistakes they made is because they have grown beyond it. They have done some kind of leveling up. They have become an emperor. And now, through an emperor's eyes, they're evaluating their past behavior. And they're like, what have I done? Oh my God, what have I done? It's almost like, if somebody... Look, everybody can make really poor choices in their lives, right? To the point where it's almost like, I can't believe that was me that did that. Like, how could I have ever behaved that way? I'm so ashamed of myself. I was so unaware, unenlightened, unevolved. I was so wrong. How could I have thought something so wrong? How could I have behaved so wrong? Let me put it this way. I would argue if a character has never had a kind of self-reflection like that, I would be concerned that someone has never really grown, because I don't think anybody is just like perfect, right? I think we all say things and do things, and then once we've grown a little bit more, we think back and we literally cringe at the memory of our words or our own behavior. But I think that that's proof that we've actually evolved beyond that past behavior, because how else would we be able to have that perspective? So the person who never looks back at anything they did and ever cringes, I would worry that that person has no ability to self-reflect. So I'm going to actually lean toward favoring this, right? Because this character is showing that they have grown. Not they're ashamed of their past behavior. They're in fact mortified by it. And they're in such a much bigger place now. They're in such a much more, well, I mean, they're an emperor at this point. That's why they're able to look at their past behavior and evaluate it for what it was. We have got a 6 of coins in the reverse. They were selfish. They gave to no one. There was no such thing as give and take. By the way, that was Aries energy with that emperor. Okay, so they think back and they realize that they were very selfish, and they realize that they lost something that would have made them very happy. They basically voted against their own interests. You know, the very thing that they wanted is the very thing that they like crushed with their own attitude. I want that. I'm so arrogant. I'm not going to put in an effort to get it. I'm going to treat it like it doesn't matter. Like this could have been a person. This could have been, we got a King of Swords. Boy, they really felt like they were in the right too. They were very ice cold about these decisions, and they felt completely in the right with what they did. Selfish to an extent. They turned their back on anything and anyone. It was all about them. They could have used silent treatment to punish people. They felt no remorse, no nothing. They did. Why are they feeling remorse? And why is this crashing down on them now? Why is this crashing down on them now? We have got a Knight of Wands. We got a 6 of Cups. Okay. So first off, with this Knight of Wands, we actually do see somebody who's like, they've got, I know a Knight of Wands is oftentimes the energy of like passion, and passion that makes somebody run around and kind of be a little wild and a little chaotic sometimes, but the Knights are the action takers. So it's actually a good thing to finally feel revved up enough to want something. And it's something from the heart space. Before they were in this space of ice cold logic, they felt totally entitled to do whatever they wanted. They might have been aloof from everyone. They wouldn't let, this is the kind of person you couldn't have told this character anything back in the day. You couldn't have given them any piece of advice. They would scorn. Nobody knows more than they do. I'm in charge. I have all the answers, and everyone else can just zip it because I won't be listening to a word that you have to say. And if you try to tell me something, I'll intentionally, with the collection of cards that we had, remember the devil was there and everything. So this person was the worst version of themselves. They were, it wasn't like they used logic. It's that they used only like I say, this ice cold evaluation method, and it came from a selfish perspective, and that's why I say it was the worst of all traits rolled into one. Now what has changed is that they have this like huge spark of passion, specifically for the idea of a soulmate. Either they suddenly are filled with like memories. They've had like a flood of nostalgic memories, and they suddenly remember like what it felt like to be warm and alive and feel passion for something. This can also simply be that they suddenly are passionate about having a soulmate, returning to a soulmate. Why now, though? I don't understand why this. We've got the Queen of Swords in the upright. Well, hold on now. We have a matched pair, but as I have described with that King of Swords, you could be matched to somebody and still be in your worst energy. 3 of Swords, the Judgment. What I think happened is this character is like mortified by their past behavior. They're reflecting on their past behavior, and they are reflecting on the fact that whomever they had in their life once upon a time, who would have been a match for them, they hurt that person deeply, and they would like now at least to resolve it, but unfortunately they're realizing that judgment has been passed. Now this could also be that they met someone who treated them the same way that they once upon a time treated whomever that 6 of Cups person was, They were treated with ice cold, selfish, calculating behavior, and it broke their heart. And now that it's been done to them, they're like, oh my God, that's how I treated somebody else. The judgment card can be like the, like it's when judgment is being passed. And you do see that we have two doorways here. I mean, this that song by Dwight Yoakam, how's it feel now that you're the one it's happened to, is kind of in my mind. Not kind of, it's loud and clear. Love Dwight Yoakam. 8 of Wands. Boy, oh boy. It's so crazy because now it's like they want to like rush toward whomever that soulmate is and pour this out and say, I see it all now. I understand how I treated you. I can't believe I did that to you. I can't believe I acted like that. I'm still confused. Who was the Queen of Swords? Is that the soulmate that they hurt, or is that someone who treated them the way they had treated that soulmate? 2 of Swords. I think that it's a totally different person. Hold on. Let me get one more. It was their... This is not to paint. Kings and queens in the upright are typically great. Okay. They're I would not normally... Oh, wow. We got the Lovers. I would never usually paint kings and queens in the upright in a negative light. However, you have to consider all the other cards around them. This Queen of Swords, ice cold, said to them, it doesn't matter if you're unhappy about something. I've found a different, better lover. I'm not interested in being with you. Why do I need to care about your emotions? I do whatever I want. They met someone who was just like them. They got played just like they played the Libra, I'm guessing. This is a little bit complex because, obviously it's the Libra story and we haven't yet identified who the Libra is. Are they the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords? Are they the soulmate on the side? This is it's complicated. Got a lot of air energy, right? So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius is pretty loud here. Got a Knight of Cups. Hang on, I got to get some clarity on this because there's still the swirling mess for me here. Can I see more clearly? Actually, hold on. That's not the deck I'm going to want for clarity. Can I see more clearly who the soulmate is? Because there's a piece of me that still says the soulmate is the Queen of Swords, and there's a piece of me that goes, I don't know that I think that. 7 of Wands and the Fool. The soulmate is somebody who put up boundaries for sure and went in a different direction. The soulmate, they like learned their lesson. Like, I'm never going to take a big old gamble on somebody again. Yeah, 10 of Swords. The soulmate says, I'm over that person. They are not somebody that I would want back because of the way they handled me in the past. Tell me more about the Queen of Swords, because I'm still trying to figure out if that is the soulmate is a Queen of Swords. 7 of Cups. So this is starting to look like the soulmate is the Queen of Swords. Hold on. Only because there's a level of confusion here. Yeah. Oh, so the way in which they treated their soulmate, which is that Queen of Swords, I would confirm that now. The way in which they treated that soulmate, our Libra, had no idea why they did that. No idea. They thought, all I can figure is they held back from me because they must have had somebody else in the picture. They had a Queen of Wands somewhere in the picture, I guess. They must have. I don't know. I'm so confused. All I know is that I had to block myself off from them and just go in a new direction. I felt like a fool. I felt like I don't understand what happened, why I needed to just put up a boundary and make sure that I don't let this continue to like run through my mind and cause me grief. But it hurt. And all I can figure is they held back from me because they must have been given to somebody else. Now that's the assumption that our Queen of Swords made. And our Queen of Swords they were associated with that 3 of Swords. They were associated with a lot of hurt feelings, and they had to just find a way to make peace with it. there is this assumption that King of Swords had some other lover. It's an assumption. We don't know, and especially because of that Two of Swords there, we don't know that. The Queen never knew what was going on, but she made assumptions. What was going on? Boy, oh boy. Libras always get these long ones. Two of Swords again. Libra, there's Justice, Ace of Wands, Seven of Swords. This person lied through their teeth and acted like they didn't even want Libra. I don't know if it was to punish or they wanted Libra so badly and they didn't like feeling that way, so they lied about it and tried to downplay it, which is just crazy. But again, remember the headspace, heart space that that character was in. They were like ice cold, unpleasant, rude, selfish, all about themselves. It's like this person was so selfish they didn't even want to give love to somebody. It's like, well, I don't. These are my emotions. They belong to me. Why would I have to feel emotions for you? I mean, I do feel emotions to you, but that belongs to me. I don't want to share that. I don't share anything with anybody. It's almost like they thought of like somebody who's like a greedy little piggy with their snack food, or like, well, you're not allowed to borrow my jacket because it's a cold day and I'm not wearing it. It's my jacket. You don't get to wear it. It's like that selfish mindset, they even had that spill out to emotions. Like, well, you don't get to know that I care about you. Those are my emotions. I shouldn't, if I give you caring, then it's like you got something from me and I don't give to anybody. It's a very strange way to describe this person, but that's the best way I can describe it, because it was so confusing and so unfair, and something that I don't think that our Libra character, that Queen of Swords, could have comprehended. It was like, well, they must be holding back because they're giving to somebody else. No, they were just holding back because they were that greedy, that selfish. They didn't like the fact that they had so much passion, so they lied and pretended that they didn't. Not out of like fear of, oh, but I don't want to get my heart broken. I fall so head over heels in love with somebody and then they can like manipulate my heart and I'm afraid of that. No. This was just straight up in this story. And keep in mind, these are all fictional, but this is an interesting perspective as we watch these characters play things out. I've never seen a character like this before where they were selfish about something like that. Everything was like it was money. Like even emotions were money in the bank and they wanted to have it all. They want to have it all. Anything that they share with another person, they immediately think of it as like, I lost that because now they have it. Like instead of thinking like, oh, I gave my romantic partner a, $10 bill or whatever. No, they thought of like saying something kind. Like, if I give that to them, I'm going to have less in my wallet. But it was just emotion that they were equating to, like, I want to have it all for myself. That is crazy. It's just a crazy interpretation is what I'm going to say. But that I'm definitely going to stick with it because that's a real strong interpretation on that one. So no wonder now that they've done some actual growth, some actual work on themselves, I can understand why they're absolutely mortified, because they're sitting here as an emperor now, having worked on themselves, having something divine came through and worked through them is what I would suggest. Maybe this is like they got some kind of healing. Maybe this was a spiritual healing. Maybe this was I would think of it more along the lines of maybe this person worked with like a therapist, a counselor, and now that they're in such a different mindset, they're like, I can't believe I ever behaved in that manner. Like, how could I have done that? When, I mean, love is something that, when you give, you actually feel better for having given love. Love is not like money where you if you give too much of it, like, oh no, then what? I won't be able to pay my rent. No, it's not like that. If you love someone and they love you in return, it's this beautiful, circular fulfillment. Now it can be depleting emotionally if we give and give and give to someone who's not giving back. But the bottom line is this character hoarded everything and wouldn't share at all. So that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. gosh. I think we're just going to go long on this one, and I'll just have to release this whenever I can. Libra, that means you'll probably get 2 videos tomorrow. Because this isn't done yet, and I don't want to do a 2-parter. I just want to stick with this. I don't want to break the flow right now. So we've got that 6 of Swords. This person is cringing, and at the same time, they're also wishing that they could like put this in the past, put the old version of themselves in the past. What action are they going to be taking? What action are they going to be taking? Got an Ace of Cups. I feel like this character, which I would argue that's probably the only action that an evolved emperor could take, is to come in and offer their full cup of love. If they've really changed and they feel like they've made, I feel like this is actually more like an epic like offer of apology, as well as trying to explain. And you notice how it's in kind of like a nautilus shell. It's almost like there's so much to unpack here. There's so many, like, the mysteries of why they behave this way, and it's like they have a lot to unfurl with this. It's not just an offer of, I love you, I'm sorry I didn't treat you right. It's more like there's a billion things that they've learned. I feel like this person has a very spiritual perspective at this point, and there's so much that they've learned, and there's, instead of just wanting to move on from the past and brush it under the rug and just say, look, I'm just a new person now, I feel like this person really wants to explain, partially because now that they've had a perspective shift on themselves and their own behavior, that might require them to explain this. They're ready to talk about it for sure with the Strength card. I have this exact an albino tiger with blue eyes. I have a backdrop that I used last year for the Year of the Tiger. And I've used it once this year too, just because I love it so much. It's one of my favorite backdrops. But it's just, maybe this was in the last year that this character has had some huge, like, you notice how we've got this little, like, angelic individual here, and she's got like this, like, hand held out, and there's all this power, this energy kind of flowing through from the tiger's third eye. I'm wondering if this person had like some powerful cleanse in the last year, like something that allowed them to actually find themselves. And now that they have, they actually want to talk about this. They don't want to brush it under the rug. In order for them to move on from who they used to be, they have got to reconcile this whole attitude, the pushing away the very thing that they wanted most, all of that, and explain kind of who they used to be, because they're kind of marveling at the change in them. So if they have the strength to face her, the strength to say everything that needs to be said, we've got that Hierophant in the reverse. So, by the way, we just had Leo with the Strength card, and now we've got Taurus there. This begins with an emotional offer, explanation, facing this situation. Queen of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and then the King of Swords once again. But it's a different King of Swords this time. This is a king who gives. This is someone, remember, they're in Emperor energy as far as they've understood themselves, who they used to be, the changes that they want to actually see come to fruition. And I feel like one of the things that they're saying to her is, for me to actually be able to change the things that need to change, I need to fix things with you too. Because as they explain all of this, as they face her, as they have this courage, I feel like they are really saying, ultimately, I hadn't found my higher self yet. And somehow throughout this, it's like finding her was a way that connected them to their higher self. I think she was instrumental in this. And I think that this is as much a thank you as it is a new beginning. They really want her to like know how much they've changed. Now, do they want to like win her back? Oh, I would say very, very, very much. I feel like they are coming in with so much sensitivity, so much love, so much support, so much like, it's like handling her with care. I think that they want to treat her with the sensitivity and the love and the cherishing energy that they didn't before, is what this looks like. Masculine, feminine, doesn't matter. I don't read for genders. We've got a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, and we've got that 10 of Cups. I think that they're saying, no, I don't want you to give to me. I think in the past, did she know what was going on with them and she'd been trying to give? And they're like, I don't want you or need you to think that you have to overgive to me. I want us to be happy together. This isn't a situation where it has to be a ton of work and effort now. Now we actually have an understanding. We can simply have an emotional bond. Now I can be open and honest instead of aloof and ice cold. You can feel safe to be like warm and loving with me because I'm not going to be that ice cold person. But nor do you have to do all this work of trying to like help me find my way. I finally found it. I finally got the memo. Because she's not doing a ton of hard work here. She flat out isn't. And yet they're into the 10 of Cups. This is, all I can say is this feels like it finally is easy. It finally got easy. And I think that's been a long time coming. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Boy, that one got long and kind of winded around a little bit, but I guess that's the whole point. This whole character, that's exactly what they did, is they wound around and around. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, Libras, I appreciate your lovely energy and your lovely comments. And thank you for just being supportive of the channel. I appreciate it very, very much. All right, take care. Bye.